Hi and welcome to the channel and a happy new year to you all. Now it's been a little bit of a while since I've posted a video on YouTube and that here, but we've been busy working away and doing some hobby work in that and posting stuff on our Facebook page, but more on that in a moment. I just thought I'd sort of go through a few gifts on that I've got from Christmas. I've been sort of watching your videos and seeing some of your Facebook posts and that. It looks like Christmas was very kind to many of you out there and that, so it's just really, really cool. But I just thought I'd sort of start off in that and just sort of talk about some of the things I've got. So the first thing I want to sort of show you in that is this book here, Rolling Ones. This was a book put together by a good friend of ours, Richard Downing, and his family and that. And it is basically Richard we've gamed with for many years now and that here at Battle Bunker HQ. And I have to say in that it was really good to see this because this was a nostalgic look back at some of the games and that we've done and our times together that we've had. And I have to say this first picture blew my mind. And there's a picture of obviously three of us and there's Regan and Josh and that on the end there. But look at Jamie, it's how young he is in there. I mean, that's got to be 2011, 2012 time going to salute. But all through there and that is all pictures and that of games and that, as I said, what we've played and that. And that was quite, we all found that quite touching that. So huge thanks for that, Richard. That was really, really cool. A couple of other books I got, Father Christmas kindly brought to me. Now later on this year, we are going on a Jacobite Rising tour being hosted by Barry Hilton. Now obviously Barry Hilton's written Beneath the Lily Banners, as you well know. We've had him on our live chats and that before. And he's doing a sort of like a Killer Cranky to Culloden and sort of the rise of the Jacobite Risings in both cases and that. So really, really looking forward to that. So been chatting with Barry about it for a little while now. So yeah, really excited about that. But Mel managed to pick up for me, nice book. This is a signed book. She picked up at Bristol Wargames show, so that was really, really cool recently. So Guide to the Jacobite Rebellion, Wargamers Guide, so that's really, really cool. And Mel and Jamie both got me Battles of the Jacobite Rebellion. So again, plenty of background reading and some studying to go before we go up there. So yeah, really cool and looking forward to doing that. Another set of books that Mel managed and Jamie managed to pick up for me are two books from the Bosworth Battlefield Museum. Really good. Wars of Roses Heraldry. This is fantastic. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but again, if you look through all that, it's all the personal banners of the lords, barons and everybody else, the followers throughout the period and that, and it's really, really interesting. There's a good colour guides in there and useful information in that. Again, if you're into getting into the Wars of the Roses, which we are, we remember recently, I don't know if you've seen on our Facebook page and that, we recently hooked up with Mike Peters over at Big in Bristol, Bristol International Gaming, and we had a game of Billux and that. Thoroughly enjoyed meeting up with Mike and everybody and having a game with Mike. So, but Mike also has a something project in the near future with Wargames Illustrated, and you'll hear more about that on our channel hopefully in the near future. So keep an eye on that. And they also picked up, say, the other book in there obviously is the tournament banners and that. Again, very, very nice. All going through again the personal tournament banners, obviously. I'll tell you what, both these books were worth their weight in gold. Trying to sort of, you can get a name to somebody. You can obviously get their coats of arms, and now you can go off and have a look and sort of do a bit of research on them. There's also got the badges and that they have as well. So again, really, really interesting and well worth getting in if you're getting into the Wars of the Roses. Sorry. Another thing I want to talk about. So what did we get up to over Christmas? Now, before Christmas, Mel and I were working on a project for one of Jamie's presents. And you'll get to see I'll do a video actually on the final product, but here's a couple of shots of the LRDG vehicles which we got purchased through Paul Thompson of Early War Miniatures. These were great models to put together. Thoroughly enjoyed baiting them up and getting them based up and that. But as I said, there's a couple of pictures there you can see, and I'll do a video specifically on this project soon on the channel, so keep an eye out on the channel for that. But if you want to see more about this project, hop over on our Facebook page in the link in the description below. So Christmas was very busy. I say busy. It was actually Christmas Day was quiet for us, but Boxing Day we ramped it up. We'd done what was the 6 days of Christmas, so 6 games over the Christmas week. We only took one day off, and that was the Friday. We needed it. It was exhausted. We were actually exhausted by the end of it, but we had such a laugh. And again, meeting a couple of you as well. We had Richard Downing come over, play the game. We had Alan Roberts, regular sort of viewer and subscriber and follower of our Facebook page. He came over and played a game. So I sort of, as I'm talking through this, I'll sort of show you a couple of pictures and that. But again, more on this. I know I'm plugging it. It's not to be plugged, but it's more information on these games, and that is found on our Facebook page in the link in the description below. So we started off with a Dead Man's Hand game. Now, we were itching to get this going. Obviously, with all the work that we've done with Great Escape Games recently, we were itching to play. I wanted to play the Texas Rangers, as you know, and as you know they are going to be released soon. So obviously they're in their latest newsletter at the time of making this video. And I was itching to get it out, and we put this table out, and it was a three-way bash. Basically, I was the law, holding Reliance Town, so the Mesa at the back had the mine, and there's sort of Reliance Mine, and that's a sort of a throwback to when we were staying at Gettysburg in the hotel. The bar was called the Reliance Mine, so that was sort of a throwback to that. I know it's nothing to do with the Wild West, but I just like the name. And so we had this shootout, and we had the Banditos and the Outlaws, and the Outlaws were trying to raid the bank. The Banditos had a sort of a family feud with the Outlaw gang, and it was a really good laugh. And we used the mariachi band as a sort of an event. So if you went in there and you had some under fire markers, or you had a reload counter, you could go in there and hide in there. A bit like when you play Assassin's Creed on your PlayStation, PCs, etc. You can go into crowds and hide in there and things like that. So that's where the idea of that come from. But it's just the bands broke out, there's a wedding going on, and they're hiding in there. So that was really good fun. So good shootout, and it was quite a bloodbath, I'm going to say you that. So yeah, really enjoyed that. Looking forward to Dead Man's Hand Redux when that comes out. The second game that we played, we had a guest over, which was Aled Roberts, as I previously mentioned. It was great meeting Aled for the first time, actually in person. We spoke many times and that online and through Messenger and things like that. And it was great having Aled over, playing the Rorke's Drift set of rules that I'm writing. And Jamie and Aled were defending Rorke's Drift, and the Zulus are just commanded by the game, so I just rolled dice for them. It wasn't me, I wasn't commanding them. They just rolled their actions, sort of thing. And it was great fun, and that sort of see the tension, the pressure building as they were playing the game and that. So yeah, that was really, really cool. And then later on in the afternoon, early evening, we played a game of our Charge of the Light Brigade. Again, it's just a donkey derby, good laugh, sort of like all trying to outwit one another and that, and get to the end of the gun. So yeah, great fun. The third game we played, we had Richard Downey, as I said, good friend of ours, and his family's good friends of ours, came over, and we played a Pegasus Bridge scenario in 20mm using Rapid Fire Reloaded. Great scenario, and this was a scenario written, I think it was in 1996 in Wargames Illustrated by Colin Runford. So again, it's a really, really good scenario and that, and plays really well. We basically had Mel, Jamie, and Richard as the three sort of air landing, Major Howard's air landing force, and they advanced up onto the bridge, and they had to hold the bridge until relieved. Obviously, I timed out how many turns it would be before the reinforcements came in, but in the meantime, each turn they possibly were getting bombarded by attacking German forces. Again, very sporadic as it was in the actual action, no sort of coordinated attack or anything like that. So really good fun. Again, built some tension and that in the game, and it was a lot of fun to play, sort of reliving the sort of like the quotes from the Longest Day film. Friday was a day off, as I said. We didn't do much on that day. Saturday, well, that was a game. We played a game of Sharp Practice using our recently put together AWI forces. Now, I did a video on that previously in the November, December time, showing you some of the Continental forces we were putting together. Now, I will, as I said previously, I will put a video together on those showing a showcase of what we've done so far of the Continentals and the British forces. But this was a brilliant game. It was a good scenario to get back into. We had it where both sides had different objectives. So the Continentals were on a foraging mission, whereas the British were on a intelligence gathering. So the British had to go to the farm and gather information, but at the same time the farm was also involved to gather supplies and that for the Continentals. So very, very good scenario. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait to have another game of that soon. Sunday night, New Year's Eve. What better way to spend it than doing an actual RPG? Mel put put a lovely RPG on, Trouble Brewing it was, and it's a soulbound scenario, and it's basically a pub crawl. So like I said, what better way to do that than on New Year's Eve? And it had Jamie and I sort of trying to protect Jacob Bugmanson on his 6X and going on this pub crawl around Brightspear. And I said it was an absolute laugh. There was drinking involved, there was a eating competition, eating pickles and things like that, and there's various events happened and results happened after that. At the same time, we were also on an adventure trying to capture, kill somebody and whatever. And it was really good fun. There was lots of mayhem, as you can probably imagine. New Year's Day spent doing a Age of Fantasy game by One Page Rules. And this was some forces that we've been putting together. Mel has been painting up Nagash, and as you say, they can see that on the thumbnail picture, and I'll show you that in a bit more detail in a second. That was a fantastic game. Her host of Night Haunts and that, attacking the fortress and the newly constructed, or the in construction village, and that looked really cool. All the troops coming through there, and I had my Stormcast out. Jamie had a combined force of his Cities of Sigmar and also his Caradron Overlords. Really good fun game, and to be fair, we took out quite a lot. I got a lot of mine destroyed. I was like trying to hold the front line, waiting for Jamie to come out of the castle, like, do you know what I mean? So, so it was really, really good fun. But it was a great game. Like I say, all 6 games were fantastic. Exhausting at the end, but fantastically to play in that. So, I know I keep saying it, but if you want to know more and see more pictures, more what happened, and read the narratives of the stories and that we put together, it's all in our Facebook page and the link below. So here we have Nagash that Mel's been busy painting up before Christmas, ready for our New Year's Day game. Now you remember in the previous video that I'd done of this was obviously in two bits. Nagash was separate, it was still being built actually, and the ruins were separate and that off the base. So I cut a 2mm MDF base, glued the ruins to it, and then that got sprayed up with standard Mechanicum grey, if I remember rightly, and then various washes, and that washed it down. And then Mel came back in once you painted up and finished painting up Nagash. She finished off the base and that, obviously with putting the puddles on, obviously terrained it up and the snow effects and the tufts and that. But as I said, it is a really, really nice piece. I'll just sort of spin it around. The airbrush was used mainly on Nagash, doing the flowing cloaks and things and that. So yeah, that was really, really nice, and sprayed up really, really well with the airbrush. That's something I can't do very well. Mel's really good at that. Got a steadier hand than me. But yeah, it's a lovely model, goes together well, and as a model in itself, it's very nice. So this one, along with all our other sort of big models and that we do, will go in the cupboards and that. This is a display model, but we get it out to play, as you see from the game that we played on New Year's Day. Very, very powerful model in the game, as you would expect. Lots of wounds, it does really, really nice. It's a nice model. So say, yeah, really cool. Love the colour contrasting with the purple and that as well, added into it. Looks really, really nice. So I do think it does stand quite well off the base. So if you actually look down through the base, she's actually affixed it off the cloak onto the ruins instead of having the foot on there and pinning the foot, because we both sort of looked at it and thought, well, if we pin the foot to the actual top of the ruins, it looked like there's like a ballerina sort of dancing around pirouetting, and it looked a bit silly. We wanted it sort of like to flow over the ruins and that. So yeah, really, really cool. Love the way that's come together. And that's that. So yeah, hope you enjoy that, guys. Well, that's all I've got for you at the moment. Like I said, I've got some videos going to be putting together soon. One on the LRDG, one on the British AWI forces, and the third one on the Continental AWI forces. So keep an eye on the channel for those and some upcoming projects and that we've got on the go. And until then, guys, we hope you're staying safe. We're thoroughly enjoying what you're doing so far, and that with the new year, and seeing obviously your gifts you've got for Christmas. And until then, until the next video, stay safe and happy wargaming.